everybody!
What's up, y'all?
Welcome to the Show Spot Podcast, where we just woke up after having a belly full of sushi and resting our eyes.
Could not handle it.
No.
At all.
I can't handle my sushi.
We're not ready.
Yeah.
We tried a new sushi place.
We did.
Which is, it's nice. It's nice to try new places and new things. We were pleasantly surprised.
KB Sushi in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada.
If y'all want to sponsor.
Yeah. Shout out to sponsor the sushi place, sponsor our podcast.
Yeah, please.
We'll talk about how great it is.
Yeah.
So, Sam.
Yes, Cam.
I was browsing pornography a couple of weeks ago, and something I thought was interesting.
Sorry, we gotta stop. I have to kill you.
I'm dead now, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost.
This is Ghost Cam.
Something interesting about porn that I noticed is there's a section on Pornhub called comedy porn. Mm-hmm. And, like, who's that for, I wonder?
Comedians.
Like John Mulaney, like hops on to Pornhub and it's just like I'm gonna get my gander going today.
Oh my god, your John Mulaney impression kills me. Oh my lord.
But have you ever seen these videos? You ever seen comedy porn?
I have perused it once out of curiosity. Yes.
It's not funny.
No.
And not hot.
No.
So like, what's the point?
Do you remember the MTV show Kenny versus Spenny?
Yeah.
So there was like a challenge where like they had to make like the best porn, and whichever one was always the silly one, like the non-logical one, Spenny or whatever.
I don't fucking know. I never
he
watched
was
Kenny
like,
versus Spenny.
oh well, like in order to win the contest, like I'm gonna make like an untapped porn, the act of like comedy porn. So, like, he just, like, went on stage as a vagina, like, dressed in a vagina costume and did stand-up. That was his porn.
Isn't there a video of that when, like, he comes out on stage with dressed as a giant vagina,
yeah,
and then another guy comes out dressed up as a giant penis?
I think so.
And that, yeah. I
yeah.
think that went viral
and he,
a
like,
long time ago.
burps on stage. Like, he, like, belches on stage. And he goes, oh, you'll have to excuse me. I had wiener for lunch. And I was like, oh, that's actually not
genius,
bad.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah.
Pure, unadulterated Canadian genius.
God, I had friends who were, like, obsessed with that show.
I never watched a single episode.
I had friends who really fucking loved that show and thought it was the most hilarious, like, original programming. I went to school with a bunch of idiots. I don't think the people I went to school with were exactly smart.
Well,
so.
Hey, you know what, Sam? Sometimes you find diamonds in the rough.
I did.
And that's where you come from.
I carved out a little group of misfits that were my own.
Yeah.
And
hopefully they'll one day be on this podcast. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh my goodness, I have leftovers from the itis nap that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go to sleep, guys, and you can just listen to our breathing. Yeah, that's the noise I make when I sleep. So another internet news on the topic of sexual acts. Mm-hmm. Shane Dawson came all over his cat and then tried to deny it.
Oh my lord.
Broadly on Twitter.
Shane Dawson is one of those people who I thought stopped existing the moment I stopped paying attention to them.
It's more or less how that works.
Like I stopped watching Shane Dawson and everybody
Dawson?
everybody else did too. Honestly.
He is Shane Dawson.
But some of my coworkers still watch Shane Dawson, and it
really his new videos.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, guys, he's done blackface before.
Yeah, he's a pretty
he's done full. Actually, multiple
person.
times he has done blackface. Like
multiple times.
He's like put chocolate pudding on his face and been like, "Oh, it's not actually blackface because you can eat it." And I'm like, that's that's not logical.
That is not.
That does not make it blackface. You're pretending to be a black person by like putting brown stuff on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
For those who don't know, in 2015, Shane Dawson was on his podcast and he made some dumbass joke about coming on his cat. And then I guess there was a group of people who felt as though it was necessary to call him out on this kind of thing. And he went on...
That's kind of animal abuse, so I don't mind that they dug it up and brought it out.
It is. And I listened to the clip because it was floating around on... The internet, obviously.
Yes.
And it's
on
like
Pornhub. You were looking for it.
I was on the comedy porn section.
Yeah.
Shane Dawson's podcast came up.
Yeah.
Where he obviously wasn't serious. I mean, like, the guy, I don't think, how can I say this? Like, he said something stupid and raunchy on a podcast to be funny.
Yeah.
And it wasn't funny.
That's Shane Dawson's whole fucking brand, too. And that's kind of why, like, I stopped watching him. It's because I got exhausted.
That's fair.
Like, I didn't want... I just like, I didn't have the energy to watch a whole video. Like, I felt tired.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he would just be doing stuff and, like, running around screaming, like, being obnoxious.
That really is just what he does, eh?
And I just got tired.
Runs around screaming.
I just got tired and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I just stopped watching.
Yeah.
I also, like, as I slowly got more woke, I was less and less comfortable with how close he feels to blackness. Because, so like, Shane Dawson, I guess, like, a little bit of his life story is that, like, his parents separated, and he moved in with, his mom got, like, full custody of him or something, and then, because his mom was broke, she moved into a low-income neighborhood, which was largely populated by black people.
Right.
So a lot of his friends growing up, and he went to, like, inner city schools and stuff like that, so a lot of his friends growing up were black folks.
Okay.
So he feels especially entitled to blackness because a lot of his friends growing up were black, and he was steeped in black culture growing up.
And, like, so... But that doesn't give you that you're still not black though. At the end of the day,
yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah,
you know, it's like you can respect black culture and be a part of this black culture without abusing it, without.
Yeah, see, this is my problem with white people is that they feel like they have a right to black culture when we let white people in for like a second.
Yeah.
They think that they're like some kind of like special white, and like that they're like in
a special
and they
white.
and that they can like say and do the things, and like because because Shane Dawson grew up poor as well and like amongst black people, that like he has like a right to their experience, and it's like, no, it was always different. Like,
I think about that meme of like, when you're white and your black friend calls you their N-word for the first time. Yeah. And it's that picture of Spider-Man, like, and it's like slowly turning into like the Venom suit.
Yeah.
That's basically Shane Dawson.
Yeah, that's kind of like how they feel. So, I just don't fuck with that at all.
Shane Dawson used to make like burn videos, right? Like that was his whole shtick, wasn't it?
Burn videos?
Like, do you just like take people down and shit, like make fun of people?
Yeah, he made fun of like specific kinds of people. Like I remember one of my like favorite videos that I used to watch when I was a kid was one where he did like parodies of like Kids Bop videos, except it was in the style of like different kinds of people. So there was like an emo bop.
Okay.
They were like doing like Britney Spears songs, but like they sounded like Blink 182.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it reminds me of you know who did that well? Remember the 20-second songs guy?
No, I don't think I ever watched that.
He was like he was this dude who would do a whole song in like 20 styles.
Okay.
And he was very, very talented.
Okay.
I don't know if he still uploads or not, but shout out to that guy. I've always liked his videos.
Yeah, except Shane Dawson did it like in bad taste, and kind of with like bad intention.
Shane Dawson's a fucking loser.
Kind of like bad intention.
Shane Dawson also proposed to his boyfriend to cover the heat from him coming on his cat.
Yeah, he just like
like, you must be like insane on some level,
I don't
right?
I don't think he's insane. I just think he's just desperate to cover it up, and like I sympathize with that on a certain level, because like you catch heat for something like really like heinous and wrong, and you're being like shamed by society for it. You'll do anything you can to like change the conversation and just like get people talking about literally anything else about you.
In my opinion, and you know, I've never caught fucking public heat because I'm not a fucking famous person.
Yeah.
But would it not be better to lay low for a little bit? Just like lay low. Like, it's the internet. No one is going to be talking about this in a week. But now that he's done this thing, we're like, you know what? Maybe he didn't actually propose to his boyfriend to cover up the heat from the cat thing. Yeah. Maybe he didn't. You know, I like to hope that it wasn't the truth. Yeah. But it just, the way he's did it and all these things happening at once, it just feels like it did. Yeah. But he's been a part of the internet for so long. All you have to do is just shut up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, at the end of the day, like, okay, everyone at home, don't come on your cat. It's bad for the cat.
Or your pets. Just
leave your pets
your pets out of your sexual
away
acts.
from your dicks.
It's fine to masturbate, just like don't involve your pets,
yeah.
please.
You know, like that I feel as though is a pretty fair thing to say.
Yeah, let's just like clear that right now. We are anti-orgasming on your pets.
Yeah.
Any pet. Don't come on your lizard. Don't come on your fish. Don't come on your guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Don't come on your dog.
Just don't do it.
Just come in private.
Of course.
Find a way to do it in private.
But at the end of the day, it's not like Shane Dawson, in this particular instance, did something so insanely controversial. Like, I think he should catch more heat about the racism shit.
Totally.
But
I feel like people really forgot that he did blackface. Because I have not seen, not even Black Twitter, which like is really good at digging deep, and you do not have to dig super deep.
Those
like,
people, ooh.
like his videos, like, well, it's also not hard to dig deep on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because like unlike Twitter, where you have to like scroll and scroll and scroll forever until you retweet
There's
something.
a sidebar of like 50 videos.
You could go to like videos or the playlist section of somebody's YouTube, and if they haven't like privated videos or like done anything to them, you can find them really quickly and really easily.
Dude, the easiest way
I can't believe that people haven't brought up that Shane Dawson 100% did blackface.
Dude,
he put pudding on his face. He put chocolate pudding on his face. Put on an afro wig, a bad afro wig, like a Party City afro wig.
I'm gonna Google this.
Didn't even bother like covering up his whole hair, and fucking like impersonated Corbin Bleu. Why are people not more mad about this? Or were people mad about it when I was like a fucking idiot in like 2008 and like didn't know how to look stuff up?
Let me
Because
see here.
Shane Dawson has been racist. Like Shane Dawson has been performing blackness when it's like not his space to do so for a very long time.
It's like, oh my god, like this?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's. I'll put these pictures up in the video. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
not a good look, Shane.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Yeah. I wonder if I don't like giving people's YouTube channels. I don't like giving people's things clicks when they've done something bad, because I feel like it's like Gun Girl. You remember Gun Girl, who was like,
oh, the fucking noodle hair.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Ramen girl.
don't retweet her shit. The way to like take her power away
Yeah.
is to not retweet her shit. Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson.
Shame Dawson.
God,
I'm
I wish.
still on that.
I wish.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking up his channel to see if he's taken down his old videos or like.
Apparently, he apologized back in 2014 for it. But
Okay, but like, did he apologize or did he like apologize?
he probably told us he's sorry for the way it made us feel,
Exactly. So.
which is like the most non-apology shit ever.
God, these are. Shane Dawson's been around for a long ass time.
Yeah, man, Shane Dawson was like OG YouTube.
School years vlogs. Oh yeah, he's privated a ton of videos on
has
his
he?
playlist. The School Years Vlogs has 7 videos. Only one of them is public.
That's probably some unsavory nonsense there.
Yep, all of his fan mail blogs are on private, except for the one that's titled "Shaving My Body." So I'm pretty sure that this video where he does this is either deleted or privatized.
I mean, that's what I would do
Yeah.
if I was dumb enough to put that on the internet.
Yeah. So that's probably what that is. But
You could probably find, like, honest to God, I'll probably find it somewhere in like some backwater ass website.
yeah. So I fucking
Yeah, but enough of Shane Dawson.
yeah. Enough of Shane Dawson. I
You know?
agree.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about a couple days
I just
ago?
want people to know that, like, Shane Dawson erased it, but I didn't forget. And that's just, like, the main thing for all vloggers to remember is that I don't forget.
Okay.
The people in the groups that you offend do not forget. You can apologize until the end of time, but we don't forget. Fuck you.
Yep. Anyway, do you know what I was
This
thinking?
was supposed to be the Chill Spot podcast.
Yeah, no, instead we're talking about the racist
Slowly
politics
turning
podcast.
into, like, reads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually, Sam asked to do this channel with me. It's going to be a lot of fun, but little did you know that she's actually using this as a platform to her soapbox. The Chill Spot Soapbox podcast.
Everything turns into a soapbox with me. This is what people need to know. Yeah.
So you know what I was thinking about a couple days ago?
Yes, what?
I was thinking about the Guitar Hero games.
Yes.
Remember Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
Like Rock Band?
Well, we recently went axe throwing with my family for my cousin's birthday, and the playlist was just ripped from Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
So what's crazy about Guitar Hero in the sort of canon of video games is that Guitar Hero and Rock Band were hugely influential during the Xbox 360 and the PS3 era of games. And that brand does not exist anymore. Like, there are no Guitar Hero Rock Band games, like, anymore at all.
None.
No, I mean, they made Guitar Hero, like... No, they made Rock Band 4 for the Xbox One and PS4. And finding a guitar now is like, you're going to spend at least $200.
Really?
So, yeah, we have one at the store that we sell full price for $150.
Good to know, because I still have all of my Rock Band gear.
Yeah. Well,
I have the drum set, I have the guitar,
it's
I have
just
the game.
insane to me how something could be like...
I have the mic.
The people who made Guitar Hero, I think, was a company called Neversoft. I could be totally fucking wrong. But it's just insane to me how... This super popular brand is gone.
Yeah,
you know,
it was a good game. And did they do anything to like upset people, or did they just kind of fly away?
What they did after a while is that Guitar Hero, the last Guitar Hero game was Guitar Hero 5, and then Rock Band 4. And unfortunately, I think they just lost the creative edge. Like, do you remember? So I
also think there's only so many. Oh yeah, Neversoft.
Is it Neversoft?
Neversoft, Vicarious Visions. Or are these all there's a lot of developers. What? These can't all be...
Well, because the brand passed around a lot.
So I'm seeing Neversoft, Vicarious Visions, Beanox, Harmonix Music Systems, Aspyr, ASPYR, Red Octane, Exient Entertainment, Ubisoft, Budcat Creations, and Underground Development.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly the brand was passed around a lot before it was finally killed.
Yeah.
And I think what honestly what caused the death of Guitar Hero and Rock Band is that people don't want to spend $150 on plastic instruments that are going to collect dust.
Yeah.
You know, there was some, like, you couldn't use old Rock Band guitars and Guitar Hero guitars on the newer games. You have to buy
they phased out
new guitars.
Yeah. That's not okay.
And then they also made Band Hero, which was a total fucking...
Oh, God, I totally forgot about Band Hero.
Financial failure.
Yeah, there was Guitar Hero and there was... Guitar Hero and Rock Band were both pretty equally huge, I must say. Like when Rock Band first came out, I was like, oh, this is a Guitar Hero ripoff. Like, this is stupid. But then I got it, and I was like, this is actually pretty legit.
No, Rock Band, in my opinion, Rock Band is the better party game. But Guitar Hero, in my opinion, is the better
I guess because Guitar Hero was just guitar.
Yeah.
Like, it was just guitar. But Rock Band, like, I think there was a bass that you could buy.
Yep,
I had the guitar, the drum, and the mic for singing.
You could use...
I think Guitar Hero was only, like, a mic and a guitar.
Well, no, Guitar Hero's 1 through 3, which is the ones I'm familiar with, was just guitar.
Okay.
Like, you could do guitar duels. Like, you were a lead guitarist, and that was always the shtick.
Yeah.
And... which Guitar Hero did you grow up with? Or Rock Band did you grow up with?
Rock Band, like the first Rock Band.
So my music game was Guitar Hero 3.
Okay.
And something that's interesting about the Guitar Hero games is that later on they just lost all personality. Like Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock was really cartoony and weird, and like there's like a story, like you started off in bars and eventually you're playing stadiums and like the songs get harder and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought that was really, really cool and different. But then here, like, Google Guitar Hero 5, just the branding for Guitar Hero 5. Look how fucking boring it is.
Guitar Hero 5.
I'll put this up for those who want to see. It's legit just Guitar Hero 5.
I see it's like Guitar Hero 5.
It's on like an amp.
Yeah, it's on like those cases that like equipment is
now
placed
Google
in.
Guitar Hero 3.
Okay. Oh, it's right underneath. That's nice and easy.
It was listening to us. Look at the personality.
Yeah,
it has
and like
Slash on the cover.
Yeah, and there's like someone someone with like Kiss makeup on behind them.
Yeah, those are the two original characters.
Yeah. And I think even the font gets a little softer. I'm gonna go back to Guitar Hero 5.
It definitely,
Like the lettering for Guitar Hero 3 looks like somebody expanded the alphabet from that weird S thing that we all drew in elementary school, and like just expanded the whole alphabet to fit that
the most
style.
ubiquitous symbol in the world for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. And then like Guitar Hero 5 is just like bubble letters.
Yeah. And you know what I think the death of these games was actually the Guitar Hero brand, because you have to understand, Sam.
What the fuck? Is this what it looked like? This like it looks like they put like a me inside of the game. Look at that character.
That is a me.
Oh
no, that's an Xbox 360 avatar.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that explains why it kind of looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair.
So
but
the reason why I think the Guitar Hero brand eventually died was because at one point there was like 90 games out that you could buy. There was like Guitar Hero Aerosmith, Guitar Hero
I remember
Metallica.
That. Yeah, I remember that. Was there a Kiss one?
I'm pretty sure there's a Guitar Hero Kiss. Yeah. There was a Beatles rock band.
Yes,
you know?
I remember that.
And what I think is like these games shot themselves in the foot just because they made so many of them.
Yeah.
And now it's just nuts to think that this hugely influential brand is dead.
Yeah.
It'd be like Mario games not being happening anymore.
Which is so like nuts to me because so like I feel like Guitar Hero gets a little bit more credit for this than it deserves, but it does deserve a little bit of credit for this. It introduced kids our age growing up in our time
to lots of good music.
To lots of really good music.
Definitely.
Like
I totally fucking agree
Rock
with that.
Band is how I heard about the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Oh yeah.
Not one of my favorite bands. I don't listen to them religiously.
They did that song Maps.
Yeah, but I like the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I also like Heads Will Roll. Like I kind of like kept up with them. Mm-hmm.
Guitar Hero was the first time I heard Bulls on Parade.
I think their lead singer did that song. It's like an electronic song. It's called Hello. I could stick around and get along with you.
Sure.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like it just introduced us to so much music. Granted, you know, like Guitar Hero Beatles did not introduce me to the Beatles. I already knew Rock Band. Sorry, Rock Band Beatles didn't introduce me to the Beatles. I already knew a lot about the Beatles. How do you not know?
Do you own a TV?
Exactly.
And you probably know what the Beatles are.
Have you ever read a book? Like it's unnecessary.
Were you alive in the 60s?
were you alive ever? Like it's like out of the womb, and someone's like, so here's your manual on how to be a human being. You need to know about this band, pretty much. Like this is like a good band to start off with. Here's the Beatles.
The Beatles is like, I don't know if this is controversial to say. Like I do like the Beatles. I know the Beatles aren't your favorite band, which is fine, but I feel like there's a lot of people now who are coming out who are saying shit like, listen, all due respect to the Beatles, like they really pulled something off at a time that was thought impossible, but not a fan of the music.
Yeah,
like the whole craze behind them.
I have to tread lightly because your dad is upstairs and might be able to hear us, and we're currently recording in the corner of your basement that is dedicated entirely to the Beatles.
There are 4 different Beatles plaques in here.
Massive Beatles plaques around us right now.
Yeah, and I love the Beatles. I really do. Like I actually genuinely like the Beatles.
See, like my thing is that like, so I never really liked the Beatles. I was never one of those kids who had like a classic. I had a classic rock phase, but it didn't really include the Beatles.
Yeah.
I respect.
What band did it include?
Jimi Hendrix was a huge one.
Nice.
My dad loved Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix is my dad's favorite artist of all time. If my dad will like, my dad's friends have been like, Terry, like you gotta check out this guitarist that I found on YouTube. Like he's really skilled.
What is he, Jimi Hendrix?
He's like, is he Jimi Hendrix? And they're like, well, no, obviously he's not Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix is dead. He's like, then he's not the best guitar player in the entire world.
Get the fuck out of my face!
And he's like joking, but he's also not joking at all. So yeah, Jimi Hendrix was in there. I'm trying to think who else did I really liked The Who. I've always really liked The Who.
The Who's a great band.
My dad was really big on classic rock being alive and well in Canada, so I was exposed to a lot of like April Wine, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I love Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR. I love them.
Was your dad a Hip fan?
Yes, both my parents were Hit fans.
If you're a Canadian,
exactly.
Let's get real.
That is Canada's band.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like I love the Tragically Hip.
Yeah,
a lot. R.I.P. Gord Downey. Thank you so much for your service. Salute you.
Real talk. I remember the concert. I remember the final concert, watching it on stream.
Yeah.
And like at the time,
watching the encore, being like, okay, like this is the last concert they're ever going to do. Like, I need to do it. It's due diligence. I'm going to watch it. But this is 45 minutes.
It went on a long time.
It's like a 45-minute encore.
That whole sequence, though, like, honest to God, even, like, you can find it online. I would highly recommend you watch it.
Yeah.
You don't even need to be a Hip fan. At the time, I knew of the Hip, but I didn't know much of their music.
Oh, you didn't?
Like, I knew their hits,
Okay.
like their famous songs.
Okay.
But after that concert, I was like, I'm gonna listen to this band.
Yeah.
The same way I listen to music now.
Yeah.
Like, actually sit down and listen to it.
Yeah.
And it's been like an amazing experience. It has been
Yeah.
a fantastic experience.
Yeah.
Getting to know the Hip better.
Yeah.
Like, I will never forget. Regardless of your opinions on the man, there's that part when Gord Downey shouts out Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
And he's in the audience.
Yeah.
Wearing a fucking jean jacket, like no security around.
Yeah.
This dude he probably was tons of security around, but he's just in the audience chilly. Like, he wasn't in the fucking.
He was wearing like
front
a band
row.
tee. Which I want to fucking say, if Justin Trudeau can go to a concert, buy the band merch, and wear the band merch at the concert, then it's allowed.
Yeah.
Stop giving me shit for buying a band t-shirt at a concert for my favorite band, getting excited, putting the t-shirt on at the concert. Fuck you.
I can't
Eat my
believe-
shit. Eat all of my shit. Eat every single piece of shit that I shit for the rest of my life. Leave me alone. I'm having a good time.
Cannot believe that's a stigma.
Do you really like that?
That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Like classic popular kid making fun of the nerd for being excited about the newest episode of Star Trek. It's
Sure.
like they're having a good time. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
It's not cool to do it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I really hope our audio didn't fucking peak. But.
Sorry if I peaked the mic. I just feel so passionately because it is such an innocent, non-offensive, pure thing to do. And if you shit on people for doing that, I think you're a bad person.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like, why be gatekeepy
It's
at a
fine.
concert?
It's fine.
You know what kills me? But
Justin Trudeau does it, so eat my ass.
I was listening to a story about this guy who went to a concert and he was wearing the band's t-shirt from like another concert.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's more tasteful or less tasteful, but
Yeah.
some dude come up to him, like beeline to him, and was like, what's your favorite album? Like, name your top 3 albums. And like, apparently the guy who said that's friend came up and like grabbed him by the arm and was like, stop being a fucking loser.
Oh, thank God.
And like dragged him away.
Yeah.
And I can't ever imagine doing that to someone.
No, that's so mean.
Concert, because we are all here at this concert to celebrate this band we like.
Concerts are some of the most I've experienced. Like almost every single random act of kindness I've experienced has been at a concert. There's something about just like live music, seeing
communal.
live music that like gets actually. I almost fought a guy at a concert once, but
What happened?
he was making fun of my mom.
Your mom's at a concert with you?
Yeah, so a couple years ago, my mom and her friends and I went to go see. It was a festival, so Yukon Blonde was playing, Serena Ryder, Jimmy Eat World, Metric,
cool.
and City and Color were playing.
Wow.
And
Good lineup.
Really good lineup. And so my mom gets tired really easily. My mom's
So do I.
my mom's been through chemotherapy twice, or no, she's been through radiation twice, and
Yeah.
like cancer 3 times. Like she gets tired. It's
been a rough go at it.
You know, the fact that she does what she does in a day at all is amazing. So she brought this like crazy lawn chair that she found at Giant Tiger that was like, it had a cup holder, it had a little mini table attached to the side of it, like it was a big ass lawn chair. And these guys were like walking behind us as we were walking into the concert, and they were like, I wish I had a crazy table like that. Yeah, it's like a big honking fucking table. What's so lame? And I turned around and what did I say? I said something about my ass.
I'll fucking kill you!
No, I said something about my ass or their ass. I was like, if you want a table so bad, why don't you take it out of your ass or something like that? And they were like, they kind of like shut up and they were like, well, shove the table up my ass if I want to, blah, blah, blah. But they were like muttering under their breath. And like my mom's friend had to be like, okay, guys, enough. Like, leave us alone. Just go away.
Yeah. We're trying to enjoy the music, guys. You fucking mind?
But other than that, like I've experienced really, really nice and like really wholesome, like nice things at concerts. Don't shit on people's good time at concerts. Leave them alone. If they want to be nerds, if you think they're doing something like ridiculous, but it's like, it's not like terrible. It's not like racist. It's not like homophobic. It's not, you know, ruining anybody's good time. Just like leave them alone. They're being nerds. They're excited. It's fine.
A positive concert experience. I remember when we went to go see Chance the Rapper.
Ah, yeah.
And,
I remember this. I know what you're going to say.
He started playing Brain Cells.
Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, is my favorite Chance the Rapper song.
Yeah.
Or one of
and
my
for
favorite.
the record, like, Cam and his friend Steve were like, I shouldn't say this. Like, white people love Chance the Rapper. There was, like, a fair amount of white people there. But there was, like, more black people than I've been around in my entire life at this concert.
It was a pretty mixed bag, you know?
Yeah,
like, Toronto's a pretty multicultural city, so
Yeah.
the audience that he draws, like, it's not a Kanye concert.
Yeah.
Like, when Brad and I went to go see Kanye, it was, like, snow. Like, there was, like...
Snowstorm.
More on that in a minute, but Brain Cells comes on, and I didn't expect him to play it at all. Like, it was
that's a deep cut.
Such a, like 10-day fucking first mixtape. He never talks about 10-day.
Yeah.
And you're right, it's a deep cut on the mixtape.
Exactly. Like, if he had played, I'm trying to think of another, if he had played, like, Prom Night's on 10-day, right?
Yeah, that's the last song on 10-day.
I would get that, but, like, Brain Cells is, like, deep.
And you know, you know, I was excited.
Yeah.
I had a couple drinks.
Yeah.
And I know all the words, so I was rapping along.
Yeah.
And the song finished, and this large man, who was black, it doesn't matter, but he's looking at me the whole time, like he's like this like inquisitive look on his face.
Yeah.
And the song stops, and he turns to his buddy and he goes, "Man, that guy knew all the words."
and then he proceeded to, like, get excited, and, like, he kept looking at you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I watched him. I was like, he kept looking at you whenever another song was playing to see, and he was, like, amazed because you knew all the words to all the songs.
No, yeah, that dude.
Like, this guy knows all the words.
We had a great jam, me and that guy. We connected, and we had a really fun time dancing.
Yeah, that was really
so
great.
the Kanye concert.
Okay.
I went to go see the Kanye tour with my friend Brad, who one day will be on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
When Kendrick Lamar was opening for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is back, I think Good Kid, Mad City had come out, but To Pimp a Butterfly hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it was surprising, but the audience was dead to see Kendrick. Insane.
They didn't. Was this after the whole Grammy situation when he had lost to Macklemore and people were pissed?
I don't know. I don't know the timeline that tightly.
Okay.
But it was wild. Like, me and Brad, you know, we had our okay seats, but
Mm-hmm.
we're up in there and we're jamming, hanging out, like listen to Kendrick fucking Lamar.
Yeah.
Open for Kanye West.
Yeah. Brad is also really fun to go to concerts with. I saw Paramore with Brad and our other friend Sarah, and, like, Brad like loves to dance and he loves to jam out and he fucking, like, has the best time. I love going to concerts with Brad.
No, he's a very when in Rome kind of person, especially
Yeah.
when it comes to concerts.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I couldn't believe it. You know, there was just, like, people. Oh my god! And then I had this dude stand up in front of me the entire concert. Like, don't get me wrong, you stand at a concert to have fun, right? Like, I stand at concerts too, but if I have a seat and at some point in the concert, like, I'll take a seat.
I sympathize with that a little bit because
bleed.
I am very self-conscious about standing at concerts because I'm really tall.
Yeah.
I remember, my first ever concert, like my first big concert was Hilary Duff.
Yeah, Hilary Duff.
So, I'm not ashamed.
Dude, revel in that.
It's just cute.
What's wrong with Hilary Duff?
Yeah.
So many people like Hilary Duff.
To be honest, some of Hilary Duff's songs still slap.
Bro, she's on that mom grind. I respect that.
Fly, listen to Fly. Fly fucking slaps.
I don't think I've heard that song.
It's the first song off of her second self-titled album. It's actually still pretty good.
Cool.
It aged well, but I was obviously a young girl when I saw it. I think I was in grade 5.
Wow.
So, but I was almost as tall as I am now in grade 5. Like, I didn't grow much between grade 5 and, like, middle school, which I think is when I stopped growing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty tall, and we were at the ACC, and again, we had okay-ish seats.
Right.
And I was standing up and I was cheering, and I could hear the people behind me complaining about how I was blocking the view, and, like,
fuck those people.
I was like a couple months. I got my period like a couple months later. Like, I was at that age where I was feeling insecure about my body, and I was, like, very aware that I was very different than other girls, like other little girls my age. Keyword little, because I was huge. So yeah, I sympathize with the dude, because, like, you want to stand up and you want to be at your full height. The music is like the music from your favorite artist is, like, flowing through you. You're live. You're breathing the same air as this person. You're like, oh my god, how is this real? Like, this person only exists in my stereo, on my phone, like, through my headphones. Like, I can't believe this. This is great. You want to be, like, fully there, and then there's just, like, people complaining about how tall you are.
No.
It's
See,
just, like,
here's the thing. He wasn't tall.
Oh.
He was, like, a middle height guy, and he was, like, stiff as a board. Like, he would just, you can't see what I'm doing, but he would just, like, wave his arms up and down like this.
Okay.
And then during,
like fully
yeah, just, like, straight, like a
no,
mummy.
like, motion.
Yeah,
no, like
a zombie.
Motion, just like
yeah.
yeah.
And Kanye was doing his rant that he went on in that concert.
Yeah.
And every person sat down. You think this dude sat down?
Oh.
He stood up for the entire rant.
For the entire preach. For
the
the sermon.
That was like 20 minutes long, that whole thing.
Yikes.
And he did not sit down. He honestly, Sam, was the only person standing in that arena at the time. And he sat right in front of me.
How are you comfortable with that? When everyone around you is sitting down, how are you comfortable with standing up?
Imagine maybe he was fucking high or something.
Maybe,
just like blasted on shit.
Yeah, true.
It's like, it just couldn't. I'm a tall person. Like, you and I are the same height for the most part.
Yeah.
I think you're an inch taller than I am.
I think my hair has a little bit of height on you. That's what it is.
So why is it then that whenever I go to concerts, that every other person who attends this concert is a fucking gargantuan? like I'm tall. I'm 6 feet tall.
In an average day, when I go to work, I work at a grocery store. When I go to work and walk around the grocery store all day, most people I encounter are shorter than me.
Definitely.
How is everyone at this concert taller than me?
I have never been to a concert that I wasn't obscured in some way.
Yeah. How?
I don't understand. I'm taller than most people I see every day.
Yeah.
But apparently all the fans of music who go to concerts are fucking
tall,
gargantuans,
or wear a big ass church hat, fucking a Tyler Perry church hat.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Netflix in the previous podcast, talking about Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Another show we both like is One Day at a Time.
Oh, save Odette. Save Odette.
Hashtag save Odette.
Save it. Save it. Somebody pick it up.
So we do think it is a goddamn shame that it got canceled. Because it's a show we really like.
Yeah.
I really like One Day at a Time.
Yeah.
I haven't finished the third season. I'm on the last episode of the third season.
Okay.
I like the first season and the third season more than the second season.
Fair.
What do you think?
God, honestly, I pretty much like them all the same. There are just parts about I can pick apart from each season that I like a lot and both don't like that much.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have a favorite season or a least favorite season. I guess the second season, if I had to say, would be the weakest for me. But
it felt the most formulaic.
I just feel like we're discounting when you say that you don't like the second season. And I know this isn't true and this isn't at all what you mean, but the second season has that really great arc where Penelope is suffering with her PTS. At least I think that's the second season.
That might be the first season.
Is it the first season?
It's been forever.
Okay. Whichever season that season is great, and I don't want it to be forgotten about.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
And I just really appreciate a show that wants to talk about issues related to veterans, specifically American veterans.
You don't see it too much.
But it's centered on a woman of color.
Yeah.
That is so specific and so never talked about. And actually, you know what? I should say women of color, because she has that support group, and all of the women. I don't think there's a white woman in that group.
The therapist is white.
True, and she's a former vet that's running it. So, there's her, but it's a diverse group of women who are past veterans, and that's just, You know what it is? It's similar to why I also like Grace and Frankie, which is another show that I love a lot.
Shout out to Grace and Frankie.
Yeah, because to be perfectly honest, I don't pay a lot of attention to those specific groups, being senior citizens and veterans. Because I mean,
we're neither.
I don't know a lot of them. I don't spend a lot of time with them. Mm-hmm. And in Canada, at least, the government has you believe that they take care of them fairly well, and not a lot of light is shone on what they go through in real life. So both shows have kind of opened my eyes to a group that I truly didn't pay a lot of attention to, and I feel bad about that. And I'm really focused on changing that.
In respect to One Day at a Time, they also go through the effort of showing things like PT and something in the second season, and then you know what it was? It was her anxiety.
Yes.
In the second season.
Yeah.
Which also pops up again in the third season.
Yeah.
But then, they go through the alcoholism stuff with a certain character.
Addiction.
And addiction as a whole, and drug abuse and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially with Alex and his experimentation with drugs and stuff. And it's a really...
I guess we should just say beforehand, here be spoilers, potentially.
We're gonna try to keep away from anything specific and big.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the show.
Exactly. We can't just allude to it. So just be aware.
And when it comes down to it, I think it's a really great show.
Yeah.
Like, if I can be perfectly honest,
It's a little PSA sometimes.
the second season especially.
Yeah, that's where it kind of loses me a little bit as in the conversation about favorite seasons is that the second season feels a little bit PSA-ish.
It's a little preachy.
Yeah.
Just a little preachy.
Especially with Elena. Like, I feel like she's used as, like, a mouthpiece for, like, the public service, because she's, like, the woke one. She, like, she spends time learning about these social issues, and she's very social justice oriented, more so than anybody else in her family.
Yeah.
So she's often used as, like, the proponent towards those things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always feel organic.
No.
It just feels
most of the time, I'd say it doesn't.
Yeah. That's my only thing. It's really just, like, a writing thing. It just doesn't feel organic. It feels like she brings it up out of seemingly nowhere.
Well, it's funny, right? Because I think a lot of...
And then like she also makes it, like, really dark really fast. You know, like the episode where Alex, like, grabs a girl's boob playfully. She puts it up to 11, like, really quickly, and she's like, "What if I told you that I was stalked?" And I was like, "Oh,
and it's
this is valid and fair, and I'm glad that you're talking about 100%. This." But, like, wow.
Well, to me that it's a good portrayal of a teenager who is in that situation, right? Because Elena is obviously very passionate about these things, but she's not concerned with the socialness of it all.
Yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, you have to be able to be social. And you should be able to call out people on their garbage.
Yeah.
But understand that there's levels to things, I suppose, is what kind of what I'm getting at. And, like, in regards to her character in specifics, I feel as though she has the least amount of development. Like, she was woke in season 1, and by season 3, she's kind of still just sort of riding that wave. Like, she has, you know what, actually, to her credit, she has that whole coming out story.
Yeah.
She comes out.
I was gonna say that whole episode with her Keen Says was, like,
that's pretty heavy,
major.
It's you know
like,
what?
that carries on into, like, the next like into season 3
and her relationship with her father and stuff like that. Yeah. No, she has good arcs.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's other characters who get better treatment, you know, which I think is a shame, because I think
because a lot of her stuff is like, okay, so this is the social justice daughter who's, like, concerned with, you know, political issues, so she's just, like, always about that.
Yeah.
And it's like, actually, you know what, that's not true, because then there is the episode where she and her significant other want to have sex.
Yeah.
Which is very adolescent. So I guess it's just the way that it's presented. It's not necessarily that she doesn't have development. It's just that it just feels a little awkward sometimes.
Well,
it doesn't feel organic. It just feels like it's like, and Elena's going through this, and I'm like, okay.
In true sitcom fashion, not all of the jokes land, but I do appreciate that there are jokes that make me laugh. But there's sitcoms out there that just don't make me laugh. You know, like, there's been times when, like, I've genuinely laughed out loud.
And, like, honestly, like, it's just it's really cool to I love I'm black, obviously. I love this, like, golden era of television for black artists, you know, like, I love Atlanta, I love Insecure.
You ever watch Blackish?
I've watched a couple episodes of Blackish, but I haven't, like, watched it in, like, succession and stuff like that.
Apparently that show's really caught its stride. It's supposed to be very good.
Yeah. It's really good. So I love that. And I love, especially even in shows that aren't centered around, like, black people, black characters are being written a lot better than they have been in the past. And I love that.
100%.
But I will admit, being a black person and being excited about where blackness sits in media right now, especially in film and television, I get a little short-sighted, and I've been really loving this show about a Latinx family.
Totally.
It's been really, really refreshing. Makes me want to watch Fresh Off the Boat too, which is about an Asian American family.
Well, we watched the first episode together.
Did we? Was that you and me together?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't remember.
It was a long time ago. I thought it was funny. I mean, that's another show that
it's a pilot episode too, so, like, you gotta.
That's the thing, right? Like, there's so many pilot episodes that don't even feel like the rest of the show.
I am a huge. Well, like, you know me, I am extremely tolerant, and I give things a lot of chances before I decide that I don't like them. To be honest. Yeah. And I give it a long time before I decide that, like, no, this is actually a bad thing. So, like. Yeah, I am a firm believer that you should watch a show's entire first season before you decide whether or not it's a bad show or a show that you don't like. Yeah. I truly believe that, because oftentimes even like you can watch an entire season, like first season of a show, and the last episode just like gets you and you're like, holy fucking shit. Like second season, the things that they're alluding to, like I have to watch it now. And then before you know it, you're watching a really great show. It's just that the first season is tough.
It's like,
it's like Community. Community is like that a little bit.
And The Office.
And The Office, yeah.
The first season of The American Office is rough.
Yeah.
Like, like not great. Actually, another show there's Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
First season's Bob Burgers, pretty weak. Every other season, fucking hilarious. Like, so funny. And, like, I get what you're saying. I think that's a good way to approach, especially TV shows. My method for this is, like, I call it I'm a first chapter kind of person.
Yeah.
If I pick up a book and I read the first chapter and it has not hooked me, I'm probably not going to read the rest of the book. Because the first chapter should do that.
But the first season of a television show is like the first chapter of it.
Yeah, you're right. See, I get usually...
I understand with books, the first chapter. The first chapter of a book should hook you. I agree.
Well, of course.
As far as literature and writing goes, like the first chapter of a book should hook you.
I should be able to read the back of the book and want to read the book. Like, realistically speaking.
Something that I do is, with books specifically, is I'll read the first page of a book and then I'll flip to a random page of the book and read a couple pages of that. Just like the middle of the book, see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little spoilery, but like, I don't know.
Well, by the time you get there, you probably won't even remember.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Or you get excited for it because you're like, oh, okay, so like I remember when I was reading this in the bookstore just randomly, like I was wondering what this meant, and it's all coming together, and like your brain is making connections, and you're excited, and it's really good. Yeah.
But no, you know what it is like I don't watch a lot of TV as it is. I kind of reserve all my TV watching for like cartoons, or something that catches my eye a lot.
Yeah,
like,
that's your style. That's what you like.
Or like
that's what you go towards. I love to go towards like coming of age stories.
Yes, you're very drawn to that.
I love slice of life and like coming of age stuff, but you like cartoons, and that's fine. Because I tend to stick to that sort of stuff too. I'll admit.
Yeah, like I do have some live shows queued up on my list. Like I want to start watching Russian Doll. Very interested.
Ooh, you gotta.
In Russian Doll.
You got it. It's so good.
I have a feeling I like that quite a bit.
Natasha Lyonne.
That's the lead actor?
Yeah. Yeah. She's Nikki in Orange is the New Black. I know you haven't watched it, but that character is excellent. She's an excellent actress.
Cool.
She's very cool.
There's a show that's kind of falling out of favor with people. Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Did they cancel it? Are they still making more seasons?
No, it ended. They decided to end it. They just I think the last season is coming out either this summer or soon. In the next couple months.
I mean, I like you just said, I've never seen the show, but from people who watch it, and I know a few people who do, apparently it's just taken up.
It just kind of, something I loved about Orange is the New Black. So Orange is the New Black is a memoir.
Yes.
It's a book
written by
about
the Piper character.
Piper Kerman.
Who's a real person.
It's about her time in prison. And, Piper Kerman, the person, since getting out of prison, has dedicated her time to speaking out about prison reform.
Nice.
So Orange is the New Black felt like a really, really fun way to learn about prison reform. Because you had things like
wrap the pill and cheese, right?
You had Laverne Cox's character talking about how trans folks experience prison and sort of the I don't want to say gaps because they're more like canyons of like treatment that just don't exist for trans folks when they're in prison. I'm trying to think what else. How prison can affect people who have been in there for a long time and don't know how to get back into the real world. Very Shawshank. Yeah, Danielle Brooks's character kind of experiences that a little bit, and it's very good. It also just did a very good job of portraying complex women. At the time, like I feel like in television specifically, there was a huge conversation around writing complex female characters, not like tough, badass female characters. Complex female characters with flaws,
three-dimensional female characters.
They weren't always necessarily good, and they weren't always necessarily strong. There were strong female characters in Orange is the New Black, but there were also weak female characters who got in over their heads and couldn't handle stuff.
And not weak in a negative sense, but weak in a personality sense.
Like
people who don't want to get in fights.
Couldn't punch a dude. There were women in there who, just white collar crimes, like shit like that. So it was just really interesting. And then after like the third season, it just got kind of silly. And it also got really sad. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen All of Orange is the New Black, fast forward a little bit. But Samira Wiley's character, Poussey, gets killed by a guard. And it was her story arc came shortly after there was like an influx of Black Death in the news. And it felt a little too on point at the time, and it just hit a really raw nerve with me, and I couldn't watch it anymore. I was like, I hear about this every single day, I think it was shortly after like Sandra Bland, right, and I was just like, I am so heartbroken. I can't watch this anymore. I feel like you are capitalizing on Black suffering, and I don't like it. So I just kind of put Orange is the New Black away for a while, and apparently, according to everybody else that I know who still watched it after that, said that it just got sillier and sillier, and not so much about how prison affects the mind, and just more about girls in prison and lesbians. And lesbians are dope, but I wasn't like super representative. So. Yeah, I just kind of fell off of that train.
Well, speaking of complex characters,
yeah.
Last podcast we talked at length about my experiences with Harry Potter. Now I'm almost at the end of Deathly Hallows,
and you hate Ron Weasley.
And I have some fucking opinions.
You hate Ron Weasley.
On Ron Weasley.
Yeah.
So Ron,
read him to filth, babe,
is a total piece of shit. Okay, so what pisses me off about Ron Weasley? We're gonna end another podcast on Harry Potter. I swear to God, we'll do one every fucking time.
I'm down.
Harry is the best at Defense of the Dark Arts. He's the best at fighting dark wizards.
That's his
Hermione
jam.
is the best at magic overall.
Yeah.
She's really good at charms.
Yeah.
Ron is the best at being a fucking baby.
Yeah.
Constantly.
He's not good at magic.
No, he's not good at anything.
He's a bad wizard.
He's not good at anything.
Yeah.
Not good at anything.
Which is like why, as Cameron's been reading through, so I have read all of the books at least once, and I've seen all the movies multiple times. I am a Potterhead. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. But I haven't read reread the entire series in a very long time. I very much have Ron in my memory as like a fun comedic relief person.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of how he is in the movies.
I had love for Ron at the start of this reread through. Because I had like, oh, follow the spiders. Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies? And I miss that Ron. I had love in my heart for that Ron.
Yeah.
And now as an adult and someone who has adult relationships and I also just like went through Harry's age. Like I have been through from the ages of like 11 to like 17. I've been through it all, and I have like my friendships from there, and a lot of them are actually still intact, and I kind of know what I expect from like a good long friendship, like a long-standing friendship. And I just feel like Ron Weasley ain't it.
No. He's a bad friend and a bad person.
Yeah.
It just drives me fucking crazy how selfish he can be when it's like, dude, your friend is trying to save the fucking world here. Yeah. Like you volunteered to come on this little journey of his.
Yeah.
And now you're being a huge fucking flopping baby. Yeah. This is not the first time that you've been a huge flopping baby.
Yeah.
I
remember when you were reading Goblet of Fire, because there's an arc in Goblet of Fire for a second where Harry's name gets pulled out of the Triwizard Tournament, and he's getting all of this attention, and Ron stops being his friend for a while because he's upset, because he's sick and tired of being friends with the boy who lived, and like Harry getting all of the attention, and Harry getting to do all the cool stuff, and Harry like getting to break all the rules, and like I don't know, like get in with like meet Cornelius Fudge and all this shit.
What the fuck? My best friend almost got killed by a fucking dark wizard.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and you were mentioning that, and I was like, well, like you kind of have to sympathize with Ron a little bit because like, let me finish my thought. You kind of have to sympathize with Ron a little bit because like it is really frustrating, and yeah, I can cop to this. I'm a bit of a jealous person. I'm not always the best at being happy for people or being supportive of people when I think that person is doing better than I am. Right. So I was kind of like, it's a very human. It's not a savory like emotion that he's feeling, but it's definitely human.
He's a teenage boy.
And then I kept reading, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired.
Yeah. Because
it's like, no, I'm an adult now, and I'm reading this with my adult lens, and I'm tired of your shit, Ron.
I was talking about
get over it.
this earlier.
Harry doesn't want this. If Harry was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to try and get into the Triwizard Tournament because I'm Harry Potter and they'll let me.
Yeah, Harry fucking Potter.
Then I'd be like, and then it worked. I'd be like, yeah, okay, Ron, like, your jealousy is a little well-placed. But, like, Harry is like, oh my God, I didn't want to do this. Like, I was hearing, like, Fred and George talk about how they wanted to beat the age gap and, like, get into the Triwizard Tournament, and I wanted none of that. I genuinely didn't care. I really, after the events of Prisoner of Azkaban, I really just wanted to lay low. I just wanted to have I just wanted to have a school year.
He was like, I want to go to class and then do homework and then go to sleep.
And then this shit happens, and he's like,
Hogsmeade,
he's like, oh my God. And Ron is like, well, all the best stuff happens to you because you're the chosen one. And it's like, Ron. He doesn't want any of this.
Did they ever explain in Goblet of Fire why he couldn't have just not participated in the Triwizard Tournament?
It's just kind of like a rule when...
but there'd be no repercussions to not participating.
Your name getting put into the Goblet of Fire is a binding contract. Okay. So you can't break the contract.
So then what would happen? Like, would he just burst into flames?
I don't know.
His soul gets sucked through his face?
I don't know. That's one thing that I always wanted to, like, explore more, is, like, I don't know what exactly would happen to you, but they just kind of allude that, like, it's not good to back out. Yeah. It's I think it's also, like, it's not a good look. Mm-hmm. It's a little cowardly, because the Triwizard Tournament is dangerous. And don't forget that, like, for the entirety of Goblet of Fire, people believed that Harry put his name in there. So if he backed out, then people would have thought he was a coward.
Well, see, that to me is ass backwards, because if Harry was like, hey, listen, I didn't put my fucking name in the Goblet of Fire, I'm not going to do this. Like, that to me is the reasonable response.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't think, like, oh, so you're just a big fucking pussy then? Like, wow. Like, how is that the response?
If that's the response that you're going to get, and you're like, I think he's like 14 in Goblet of Fire?
And most of the people at Hogwarts are shitty kids. Like, if there's one thing that reading Harry Potter has reminded me, is that how glad I am I'm not in high school anymore.
Yeah.
Because...
yeah, it's peer pressure.
These fucking kids, man.
And
these kids are awful to each other.
To be honest, these adults are kind of horrible to the kids, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, the adults should have realized, like Harry kind of vocalized when they pulled him into that back room with the other champions to be like, Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? And he was like, no, I don't want to do this. Don't make me do this. The adults... should have been
the name came out of the Goblet of Fire. Your name was in the goblet, and then it came out of the goblet, and now you gotta do the thing.
Yeah. So,
it's like, wow, thanks, Dumbledore.
That was sort of a bad call. That's why Dumbledore's not my favorite character, because I'm like, Dumbledore, if you are in love with Harry, like, if you love him like a son, then you should...
So you say.
...not make him do this.
Did Dumbledore ever even have a good relationship with, like, Lily or James? I know they're all part of the Order.
I don't think he was headmaster when they were in school.
Well, they were in the Order together.
Yeah.
So, like, they knew each other, clearly.
They knew each other, but I don't think Dumbledore was headmaster at the time.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. It's interesting to think about.
But yeah, Ron Weasley's really frustrating.
Yeah, so
Ron Weasley's been, like, my biggest...
Weasley.
Honestly, I'm genuinely disappointed with how frustrating Ron has been throughout this entire series. It's really sad. Because it's kind of like, I kind of lost, like, my favorite little comedic character. Because, like, Neville's not funny anymore because I'm a nice person now.
Well, yeah, Neville has the greatest comeback story of all time.
Yeah.
He's our boy.
Yeah.
This whole fucking series could have been called Neville Longbottom and the Philosopher's Stone.
That's the thing, is that it's like Harry's good at dark arts, Hermione's good at everything, specifically charms.
The whole series could have been called Hermione Granger and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Neville's really good at herbology.
Yes.
Like, Neville has a proficiency for herbology. What is Ron good at?
Ron is really good at being crappy.
This, like, side character is, like, good at something, you know? Why is Ron not good at something?
Because, fuck, man. Drives me fucking crazy.
And make him good at, like, divination if you want to keep him as the comedic relief.
It's like Grandpa Joe. You know who Grandpa Joe is?
Yeah, and Charlie and the Chocolate
Factory. Fucking Charlie and the Chocolate, this motherfucker.
That fucking bump on the log.
Him and his 4 elderly friends.
All in the same bed.
In this bed. Like, we can't walk. Well,
Charlie goes to chocolate bar and he can do a dance all of a sudden. It's like, wow, where was this when Mom was making cabbage soup
I was about to say,
every single day?
For the past 10 years. Like, fuck Grandpa Joe. You ever seen the subreddit r/fuck Grandpa Joe?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite subreddits.
Yeah.
It's like
The fact that
strangely
it's
populated.
a whole subreddit.
Yeah.
I cannot believe.
All right, guys. So, the moral of this episode is to save ODAT.
Yeah.
Is to fuck Ron Weasley.
Fuck him in the ass.
And that Grandpa Joe's a bad person. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for today.
Yeah. Be helpful, guys.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Just when your friend is the only person in the entire world who can kill the Dark Lord, maybe...
How about your friend?
Maybe get good at something.
Yeah, you know? Practice. Do your homework once or twice.
Learn how to fly a fucking broom.
There you go.
Yeah.
Don't be such a shithead.
Yeah.
Our Twitters will be in the description as well as on screen.
Yep.
And thanks again for listening, everybody.
Hey.